I dropped out, so I instead could focus on growing my own business and of course building it and travel all around the world and gain totally freedom. Let me tell you how. Okay, so hey, my name is Liv. I am 21 years old and welcome to this video. In this video, I am gonna be sharing something quite interesting with you, if I should say it myself. And this is a video that's very dear to my heart because it is very personal and it describes my situation pretty good. So, okay, I want to give you some background information. Let me see if I can place you somewhere nice. Okay, I want to tell you my story about how I have dropped out of university for instead focusing 100% on me and my partner's business and travel, basically, and also just building my dream life. So this is really exciting, and it is also something that makes me feel kind of scared and anxious because, well, let's go back to when I was like younger and maybe little, if you can say that. So I've always known what I would like to do, and I know that there's actually not a lot of people that can actually say that. I know so many of my friends and people that I've talked to have been like, I have no clue about what I want to study. I don't know what I'm gonna do when I finish school. I'm probably just gonna take some gap years and then figure out along the way. Me, on the other hand, I have known exactly pretty much what I would like to do since I think 5th grade or something like that. Like since I was really young. So when I was really little, I always wanted to do something with horses because I have been doing horse riding since I was a little girl. But then when I was in like, I'm not quite sure, but maybe like 5th grade or something, I got such a huge interest for law. And I can't really tell you exactly where it came from because I think it came from like a lot of different places. Like maybe I saw some movies about it, you know, it's really glamorized. You know, if you have seen Netflix series like Suits or something like that, but that is not what really caught my interest. It's just something that I have interested in like along the way, and then my interests have just been growing about it for as long as I can remember. So pretty much since 5th grade or something like that, I knew that I just wanted to study law. And it had always been my plan that whenever I finished, I guess it's called high school or college, something like that, I'm not even sure, I wanted to take... Actually, in the beginning, I didn't even want to take any gap years at all. I was very like, okay, as soon as I'm finished with school, I'm just gonna go straight to studying law because, well, as you probably know, law, if you want to become a lawyer or an attorney, it takes like 8+ years, 8-9 years or something like that, if you want to become a lawyer in Denmark. So it's pretty long education, and that is why I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna get started as soon as possible so I can be finished as soon as possible and, you know, earn a lot of money and work and do whatever I would like to do, right? But here's the thing. So when I started in what's called gymnasium in Denmark, I don't know what you want to call it in other countries, but I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. So when I started that, I was more and more like, okay, maybe I should take a gap year. So I decided to take one gap year, and then it was straight to the education side of things. So I was just gonna study law right after that, right? But then in the end of this gymnasium thing, I was like, I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna take one gap year and stuff like that, because let me tell you something. In the end of this gymnasium, I and my partner was starting our own business. So we were starting up our own business. This was one of our first businesses. We were starting a web shop where we sold prom dresses, right? But we didn't run this for like too long. It was good, it was fun, and I really enjoyed it. But then we started another business, which is what we're also doing right now. So right now we are running SMMA, social media marketing agency, as I'm saying in probably all of my videos, so it gets kind of boring now, right? But we started that in the beginning of 2023, and we're still doing it right now. It is December 31st, and yeah, I'm making this video. So as you might imagine, this is not my first gap year. So I'm actually on my 2nd gap year right now, which is kind of like, for me, it feels kind of, I feel a bit scared. I feel a bit like unsure because I've always been the type of person that I've just always knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. I knew exactly what path I wanted to take. I had everything pretty much planned out for myself, and yeah, I was pretty much in on it, right? I wanted to do it and I had a plan for it and everything, but now I'm on my second gap year and I'm not sure gonna do yet. So let me tell you something. I am still interested in studying law. And that's because I simply just find it extremely interesting. I pretty much just love the thought of it. There's a lot of things about it that I find interesting. So if you have like an education or anything, like it could be anything, it doesn't even have to be an education, but anything that you feel so interested in and something that you really just want to do, but for some reason you just kind of can't really do it right now because it doesn't really fit into your life right now, I'm here to tell you that don't stress about it. And this is probably as much a message to myself as it is to you, because, well, I know exactly what it feels like, and I just want you to know that you're not alone. So whether you are working right now and you have like a dream in your life, maybe you want to start a business, maybe you have an education or something that you would like to study, there's just something that you would really love to do, but you just can't do it right now. That's okay. Like, everything doesn't have to happen exactly as you have imagined it to be happening. Does that make sense? Like, it's okay that things sometimes just take so much longer than you have expected. It's okay that if you've had your life totally planned out for yourself and suddenly you have no idea what to do anymore. Suddenly everything just seems a lot more like unclear and you're not sure what you're gonna do and when you're gonna do it. And it is also okay if you're the type of person who has no clue what you're gonna do, you have no clue about what you want to study, and maybe you also want to start a business but you have no clue about what business to start and how to do it. It's okay not to be exactly sure about your life. And trust me, that is coming from someone who is extremely passionate about everything that I do, and I love to have planned everything out for myself. I love the thought of me going to school, taking one gap year, then studying law for 8 years, becoming a lawyer, working, opening up my own firm, doing all of that. But on the other hand, I also love the thought of me following my dreams. I also love the thought of me have been thinking of studying law for so long, have been thinking of taking that education, but now I don't really know anymore. Like, now I'm just taking basically one single day at a time. And even though for me it feels pretty much like, it feels a little bit crazy, like it's not something I'm used to doing, it also feels really good because it makes me realize that I don't have to be in control of every goddamn thing in my life. Sometimes you just have to let go and, have a little faith that God or whatever you believe in is gonna be there for you and everything is gonna work out in the end. So, if you just work hard to reach your goals and if you really put the work and the effort into doing it, it's gonna be okay. And it's also okay if you just need some years to kind of figure out what you want to do. If you just have to take some years to work a little bit here and there, start up your own thing or travel a little bit, see the world, do all of these things, do it and just take your time. Because I know for a lot of people it feels so crazy and so frightening even to not being completely sure of what you want to do, because there is kind of so much pressure from the outside world, like from your parents that are just wanting you to get that goddamn education, but you don't want to get it. Like, it's just so frustrating sometimes. And I know that you should be like, oh, I don't give a shit about what other people say. I really don't care about other people's opinions. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just minding my own business. But, that's good and everything. But I know how hard it can be to rely 100% on that. Every single one of us doubts ourselves and our lives once in a while, and that's okay. So I guess what I'm trying to say with this video is just that I have always had a plan for myself, always, since I was relatively young, and that was always my plan. I wanted to follow it, but suddenly things in my life just changed, and that resulted in me taking not 0, not 1, but 2 gap years, and probably 3 or 4 or 100 gap years. I don't even care. I'm just taking one day at a time, and right now I'm just focusing 100% on building up my own business. Even if that means that I have to put studying aside for a while or even forever. It's okay if I never get to study law, because if I never get to do it, it probably means that I have found some other lovely way in life, right? Some other way to make my life really amazing, so I don't need it anymore, and that's okay. There is so many different ways you can go about life, and I just want you to embrace it and just let go, okay? And enjoy instead of worrying and thinking so much all the time. And if there's something you really, really want to do in life, do it. I could even get a little bit mad about you if you're like, but there is this and that, and oh, my parents are not really glad about it, or whatever. Like, if there is something you really, really want to do, you have to do it. You have to try, at least. Because if you never try, you'll never, ever know. And what do you have to lose? I mean, if there is something, I have said this 3 times now, and if there is something or multiple things that you really just would like to try out in this life, do it. Because if you're gonna be 90 years old, you're probably gonna look back at this exact time in your life and think, why did I just not do it? I had nothing to lose. I was in the best position of my life. I was young and I had all the opportunities in front of me. Why was I so goddamn focused on studying something and getting an education when I could have done so many things? I could have traveled all around the world if I wanted to do that. Even if I had no money, I could have figured out a way to get money to do it. Even if that meant, working while traveling or whatever. Or why didn't I just build up that business? Why didn't I just try it? Why didn't I just try and see if it could actually work out? Because if you don't do it, you will never know. And that is so much more of a losing thing to me than nothing else. So this is a sign for you. If you do have something in life that you would like to do, please, please, please do it. I am so serious about this, and I hope you really find this video inspiring and a little bit motivating, and maybe you can relate to some of the things that I'm saying. No matter what position you are in your life right now, it's okay. And you are exactly where you're meant to be. But you also have to remember that you always, always have the power to change yourself and the position you're in your life right now. So if you don't like the position you're in, change it. Because you're the only one who have the power to do it. You just have to decide to do it. And I guess this was a pretty good New Year's speech from me. I think this video is gonna come up pretty much in the first week or 2 in January. So I hope that when you see this, you're gonna take some actions and you're just gonna let things go, or you're just gonna focus 100% on building that lovely, lovely dream life that you're dreaming about and that you're wanting to have, because you can do it. So when I said in the beginning of this video that I dropped out to, follow my dreams, build a business and all of that stuff, no, I didn't drop out of university, because I just never really started. I never started, and maybe I am going to start. Maybe I'm going to start in a couple years from now or whatever, but studying will always be there for me, so I can start whenever I want, hopefully, and if not, well, I'm just gonna figure something else out, right? But the reason why I wanted to make this video was also to draw a point where this was such a hard decision for me to make, because I've always been the person who knew exactly what I wanted, but it didn't end up in that way, and that can be really, really hard. And also just a small decision as something to choose to take not 1 but 2 gap years, and maybe even more. That was such a hard decision. Like, I cried about it. It was so difficult for me. And yeah, that is pretty much what I wanted to say with this video. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. If you are building up your own SMMA or coaching business, anything like that, you can use my free 14-day Go High Level link down in the description, and you can get a completely free coaching session with me where I can help you build your SMMA. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I am looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Like and subscribe for even more videos like this. Bye bye.